Welcome to another infographic instant with Brian Michael. In this episode, we'll be looking at the question, how much economic growth will deliver a human development spurt? As background for looking at these infographics, we might think of the relationship between GDP growth and human development indicator growth as following an optimal path, or what we might call a health route. If HDI indicators rise too fast, that ends up choking off human development by diverting resources. Namely, as the country allocates resources to growing its economy, it starves those sectors of the economy like health and education, which are responsible for improving human development. However, if economic growth occurs too slowly, then the economy does not produce enough resources needed to invest in that self-same human development. The result, again, is starving the country of potential human development resources. We see that growth rates of GDP around 3% seem to optimize or maximize the change in human development indicators if past trends are likely to extend into the future. While a 3% GDP growth rate looks relatively innocuous on paper, this in fact translates into crazy amounts of growth on a sector-by-sector basis. For example, in the Brunei case, this infographic shows us roughly how much extra money the major sectors of the Bruneian economy would need to generate in order to achieve a top 10 human development indicator ranking. And we see in the construction sector that the economy would need to generate the resources roughly similar of creating a new Bandung city located in Indonesia. The electric and water sector would need to produce enough resources to construct from scratch a city roughly the size of Samut Prakan. The transport sector would need to generate enough sources to build up completely from scratch another town similar to Malaysia's Georgetown, and so forth. Yet, it's not just the quantity of growth which matters, but the quality. The infographic we see in front of us shows human development index scores compared with the economic complexity of those economies. And we see that there seems to be a correlation between improving human development indicators and economic complexity. Fostering a variety of sectors might well lead to improving human development much more than simply throwing as many resources into an economy as possible. We might change our paradigm of development away from thinking about the China model. We need to think much more about an optimal growth path, what we've called the health route earlier in this presentation. And on that health route, GDP growth must not be too low, but not too high as to twist and distort the allocation of resources away from human development objectives. This has been Brian Michael with another infographic instant.